Check. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Crowded ramp here at Grand Cayman Airport. MWCR. Looks like a Pepto citation has taken off or something. Or somebody just started an APU. I don't know what's going on. But here we are, ready to rock and roll down to San Jose, Costa Rica. An airport that I'll be headed to tomorrow afternoon. So I figured why not get a little practice in today. We'll be flying a 7.3 MAX down there as well. Now, I did want to take off out of South Florida, but that flight time was a little over 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I'm going to try to wrap this up early because I want to go out to ice cream with the kiddos this afternoon. So we're going to pretend that we diverted here into Grand Cayman, and now we're going to continue our flight from Grand Cayman on down to Costa Rica. Wow, that is really loud. What's going on out there? Is that a citation jet? I don't know what's going on. I think it's loud. But we are using Say Intentions AI once again here, taking a look at it. We kind of fumbled around with it yesterday. I used it at home on my home PC, messing around with it, get the handle of it. I got to say, it definitely has its pluses in things that it can do well. Now, I don't know if I can hear other players on the radio anymore. I wasn't able to hear any last night. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I got all the settings on, so that's the unfortunate part about it. But everything else seems to be working pretty good, and I kind of wanted to use it at least one more time here on stream to see how I felt with the traffic injection and things like that. So right now it looks pretty good. The models look great. The model match looks great. The flights look great. I'll tell you a little story about flying into Mexico City last night with Say Intentions. But overall, I think it's a good program. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So who's ready to rock and roll? Ryan Jensen in the house. Thank you for the $10 super chat, my man. Top of the morning to you, sir. Currently playing tribute to my friend's family who makes his first trip today as a captain in the MAX. Nice. Baltimore to Austin. So I'm doing the same route in the sim. Good vibes to you. Very cool, man. Very cool. Family friend doing a captain in the MAX, Baltimore to Austin. That's a good flight, man. That's a good flight. I love flying into Austin. Good airport. I think Austin might have one of the best food selections in the airport as far as airports are concerned. Drew Smith in the house. Thank you. What's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for the $10 again, Ryan Jones. Appreciate you, man. Mickey G. Goat livery. Agreed, man. I actually really like the 1776 livery. It's grown on me quite a lot. How's my phone ringing now? A little spam call. I go live, so everybody's spam calling me. God, you gotta turn down the sound outside. Hayden J. Robbins, what's up, Speedbed? McAllen is here. I'm just a guy. What's up, man? AJ Funari doing the Monday Blues. Virtual Flight Diaries in the house. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, AJ. Tyson, okay. What's up, man? Good to see you. Alpha, Mike, and Dougal McTavish. Love that livery. Indeed. Scott, also good to see you, man. Welcome on board. Well, let's not waste any time. Golly, can this guy just take off already? This thing is so loud. I wonder why I have some purple airplanes still. I love the GA, light GA and very light jet traffic. He got an early turnout. I do love the light GA, or excuse me, the GA and light jet traffic that Say Intentions provides. That's pretty dang cool. We've got another United over there on the ramp, and the Cessna and the traffic pattern up there. The airport is feeling alive. It is feeling alive. So let's reset the drone cam. Let's go to work. We got a lot of stuff to do here. I've got about 1,500 programs running. I got MobiFlight running. I got RowsFire panel running. I've got Say Intentions AI running. I got OBS running. It's crazy, man. This streaming thing is... the amount of programs you got to set up for a stream is pretty wild as the hardware and software builds up. So let's rock and roll. Glad you're giving Say Intentions another chance. Oh yeah, we weren't done with it. It takes a while to get used to it. But once you I used it yesterday, Tyler Berg. So yesterday on my home PC, I gave it a shot, and I flew a Falcon 50 down to Mexico City for the Mexico City World Cup game, which was pretty epic. Man, England, I can't believe they were able to hold strong there with 10 down. I was really pulling for Mexico. I wanted to see that Azteca just go wild, but unfortunately, it looks like the Redcoats are advancing. Well, I say unfortunately, but I got no dog in the fight either way. But that was a fun game. But yeah, the only thing I don't know why it doesn't work is I can't hear other pilots on main comms. I can hear them when we go to the pilot-to-pilot frequency, 2345. And so I know it works, but on regular AI comms, I don't hear anybody else talking. So that's the unfortunate part, because if that worked for me out of the gate, then this would be something I would definitely consider long term. But if it's going to continue to give me issues, then we might just go back to Iveo or see what happens. But I really want to, you know, showcase it as a AI and ATC program because it definitely has a ton of potential. And we'll talk about the vectoring and stuff. There's a couple options that I enabled for this particular flight so it doesn't shortcut you on the vector, because yesterday's vectoring was interesting at best when we were going into Truckee Tahoe. So we'll see what happens today. But Aaron's in the house. Good to see you, my man. Says that was a good game. Both teams were very impressive. I'll always root for the underdog. Says Mexico. Yeah, that's Aaron. That's how I feel, man. I'm not a soccer follower at all. I won't watch soccer again until the next World Cup. But I just pull for all the underdogs. I still think the best game of the World Cup so far was Salsa Verdes versus the Mezzis. That game was epic. That one dude that kicked that corner ball that just bend it like Beckham shot, man, I screamed on the couch. I was like, go! I was getting all into it, man. That was the best game I've watched so far, was Cape Verde against the Mezzis. So that one was epic. Tonight ought to be good. We got the USAs. So we got to I'm excited for that one. I actually bid for this trip that I'm going on tomorrow. That way I could stay home tonight and not have to commute out tonight. But I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully the game doesn't last too long. But with that said, let's rock and roll. Who's ready to fire this airplane up? Sim sounds are up. We're in a 737 MAX. We also have our overhead camera. We got the RowsFire B107 panel, which I absolutely love. Now, one thing that is cool, and we're going to see how well this works, is I have it set up to, well, it automatically picked up the iFly Max. So I haven't had to bind anything. I haven't had to do any additional bindings. And I like that. I like that about that. So, or I like that about this panel. So let's go ahead and run through a little flow hill to get the battery switch on. Now, one thing, once I do that, RowsFire likes to pop out my panels, and I can't have that. I got to turn that off. So give me a second. All right, panels are popped off. Now, can I get background light panel? Oh, we're going to need ground power. Okay, so let's go ground power on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Now we're cooking. We can actually probably turn that down a little bit. All right, so we got the overhead panel. Ground power is on. We can get our ADIRs into nav, align nav 1 and 2, and then we're going to slide up the overhead, and we'll continue our flow up here. So we'll do all this. We'll do this. Stall warning. 1 and 2. Turn up the sounds a little bit more. There we go. Ready to rock and roll. Now we'll come down, and we would actually check our systems page for hydraulic. That looks good, and then we'll head outside. Park brake is set, and we'd head outside, do our thing. Let's do a magic barrel ref. We'll pretend we're going to skip the pre-flight. Let's pretend we've already done the pre-flight, so we just came back in from pre-flight, and we'll continue our overhead flow. Let's get the yaw damper on. Fuel pumps can all stay off for right now. We're on ground power. We'll get the cabin utility switch on. We'll get emergency exit lights on. Now, this is the only switch here in the MAX that gives me issues. Okay, because it's got like some weird click interaction. So that's the only one that gives me issues with the MAX. That probably could be bound through MobiFlight or software update or something. Seatbelt no smoking sign can stay off. Window heats, we'll get those on. I love that. We get the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the delayed light up of the green lights, which is pretty cool. Oh, I'm missing a green light there too. I've got a couple background lights that aren't working. If you know, well, that's weird. What's going on with that? There we go. Well, it's not working. It is working. It just wasn't on. It must have not have registered. Okay, there we go. So overhead window heats on. Probe heats can stay off. Everything else is here. Captain's going to be flying. We'll put that into the left. We'll get the logo light on. We'll get the steady nav lights on. We'll do wheel well if we were going outside. Let's get the trim air on. Let's get the recircs to auto. Left packs into auto. We'll get the bleeds on. APU bleed can stay off for right now. Cruise altitude today, since we're looking at it. We're going up to flight level 370. 370 is set, and landing in Costa Rica. It's 3,000 feet, so we'll call it 3,100. It's 3,080, so we're going to wind this up to 3,100. I love being able to do this instead of mouse wheeling. Overhead panels have changed the game, man. 3,100 on the elevation. That looks good. So now we'll continue across. check this out. Now we have this panel, so let's get the auto flight director 1, flight director 2, auto throttle. Won't arm for some reason. Oh, because it's Moby Flight and the Max. Auto throttle is armed. We're going to be blasting off runway 8, so let's go ahead and just set our course lines up right now. 081. My Moby Flight and the FCU give me issues. Like, they don't show the proper dials or proper digits in the FCU, which is kind of mid. I don't know why that's doing that. I hate Moby Flight. I wish it was just native with Sim App Pro. Alright, but that's set up. And then we'll continue our panel pre-flight. We'll test this. We'll test the amber. That looks good. And we would do tapes and 8s. Check, right? Tapes and 8s. Overhead panels lit up. I can see all the lights. Beautiful. Back to bright mode because it is getting brighter in here. Coming across the panel on the bottom side, everything looks good. We'll put you into FMC. I'll put you into FMC as well. Fuel flow. Let's go ahead and reset the rate. Reset back to, oh, excuse me, reset back to rate. RTO is selected. And then we are pretty much down to the panel here. Let's do a fire test. And bottles left and right. That looks good. Fire test. That looks good as well. And we'll juice up this panel light here just a little bit. All right, cool. Everything looks good. All right, we are in alignment mode. We need to get the fuel on board and all that other good stuff. So let's go ahead and continue. I was having an issue yesterday in the Max where my approach would not arm. Got an unable course or something. Course was tuned on the panel, and so is ILS. Any thoughts? User error. Huh. Approach would not arm. Unable course. I'm not sure why you would get that, Ryan. That's something I have not run into, my man. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't run into that yet. Hopefully I don't run into it today. Let's do a pause and knit. We'll go over to the next page, and we're going to take GPS left, bring it back. We'll put you right there. Route. And I don't know if this works or not. Let's see if we do a flight plan request. I remember there's something special about the iFly in this. Yes, allow. Let's see what happens. I think this works, right? There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and Route 1 uplink ready. Load that. I don't like the guarded switch animation in the iFly. I'm with you, Randy. PMDG GOAT when it comes to the animations and the interactions. I agree with you there. We'll execute that. All right, so the route is in the box. MROC all the way over to, or excuse me, Grand Cayman over to MROC, Southwest 357. Perf and knit. Now, we'll be able to load that after we get our clearance. So we'll do all that after our clearance. So let's go ahead and pick it up. Let's see. Center's on. Departure. Let's see. Tower's 18-0. I guess we'll call with Tower. We'll see if Tower can hook us up. 18-0 on the Freak. Let's see what they got. Grand Cayman Tower, Southwest 357. Request IFR clearance to Costa Rica. No audio from Mike, it says. Well, let's see if we have the right mic selected.
Southwest 357, cleared to Costa Rica via the Mambi 2 departure. Then as filed, runway 08, initial climb 4,000, departure on 120.2, squawk 4242.
Cleared to Costa Rica, Mambi 2 departure, then as filed, runway 8, initial climb 4,000, departures 120.2, squawk 4242, Southwest 357.
Southwest 357, read back correct.
All right, read back correct. Mine looks pretty good. Okay, so before we get too far in the box, I want to see if we can pull our loading from here. So payload and balance, read from SimBrief. No SimBrief found. Why?
Going to departure November 954, thanks.
November 11388.
Good morning, folks. This is Emma from Southwest Airlines, and I'm thrilled to have you on board today.
November
We're heading to
1388,
beautiful
runway
San Jose,
08,
Costa
winds
Rica.
150 at
Please
6,
take your
cleared for
seats as
takeoff.
indicated on your boarding passes, and and stow your hand luggage either
Cleared
in the
for
overhead
takeoff
compartments
08 November
or under the seat in front of
11388.
you. If you need any assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And remember, with Southwest, you can check your bags for free. Let's get this adventure started.
Whoa. Go to Navigraph, click SimBrief, and then do that. I already, it's already in here. Oh, import from SimBrief. Okay, so now, there we go. SimBrief sent and load command sent. Now how do I start the loading process? Why do they, I mean, SimBrief, OFP saved, and load command sent. So is it loading? Planned, current, none. Load aircraft? Let's do 7 minutes. I don't know why they gotta make this stuff so.
Ladies and
22
gentlemen,
minutes.
Please confirm the flight information on your boarding pass and take your seat according to the seat number shown on the boarding pass. Place your hand-carried items in the overhead compartment and under the seat in front of you.
I'm not gonna wait 22
When
minutes.
opening overhead compartments, please take care that any baggage does not fall out.
Why do I have
Please
announcements?
keep
Where'd that
the
come
aisle
from?
clear in order to facilitate
Oh,
access
hold
for
on.
other passengers by taking your seat as soon as possible. Thank you.
Down to like 3. This beat slaps though. It's just- oh my gosh, iFly. Why we take something that works so well and we gotta make it confusing as hell. All right, let's finish up loading the box. So we're gonna do the MAMBI 2 departure. Let's continue with this stuff here. I guess I'll execute that. I don't know, I have an execute light on there, but from the init page. Okay, so departure, arrival, departure, Costa Rica, runway 8. We're going to be on the MAMBI 2. We'll execute that. That looks good. Going into Costa Rica, I keep saying Costa Rica, Grand Cayman. Costa Rica, we're planning on the ILS 7, I believe. ILS Zulu 7 from Otina, and we're coming down the Barra 3 Papa. Barra 3 Papa. Yes, Barra 3 Papa, and we'll execute that, and then let's put this into plan mode and legs, and let's step through this here. A weird departure to MAMBI, back to Grand Cayman. That's a heck of a weird departure. We'll have to verify that. Lirol, Presto, Crucia, all the way out to Pyrrhus, and then we join the arrival. So we'll bring that up there. We'll close that disco. Continue on down to Otina, and then that's the ILS Zulu 7. They're landing straight in on 7. Alright, so that looks good. That leaves us to the N1 and 0 fuel and all this stuff, but I don't know if we can load that. Alright, let's just stop that. Let's just enable autoplay mode. Can I just stop all of it? I'm just gonna turn it off. Okay, cool. I don't need any announcements. Payload and balance. Time remaining 11 minutes. Okay, cool. It's coming. It's counting down. We're counting down. Let's go ahead and get the fuel. Are we done fueling? We have 6-7 on board. Surely we need more than that. We need 14-7. So hopefully we're still fueling. We will have something in the center, so let's get the left fuel pump on, and let's go ahead and get the APU on as well. We'll start that. That low pressure light's blinking because they're trying to fuel us here. One thing that's made about the iFly is that each delivery has its own variant, so I have to reset my views for each delivery. Yeah, I know, Ryan. Right, thanks for $5 super chat, man. I know. I don't love that every single delivery you got to reset all your settings all the time. It is what it is. My views save, Ryan. My views, like in the cockpit and wing views, those all save. But the settings for each airplane changes. Cam MD11, what's going on, my man? Jesse, good to see you, man. V-Pilot in the house. Man, V-Pilot, what a bummer last night, huh? Or what was it? Who was it? Yesterday? Colombia? Didn't make it, man. Daffins, we're on Sate Intentions today. Sate Intentions. Alright, APU is up and running. You'll notice what's cool is actually this gauge doesn't operate with the max because it's not in the max, which is kind of interesting. Let's just go left. Left forward fuel pump is on for right now. Let's go ahead and put the APU on the buses. Alright, and then let's start the chrono for the bleed. So the bleed chrono is cooking. We're going to be LNAV, VNAV off the ground. Are we? I'm not sure. Let's take a look at this departure. Grand Cayman departure, SID. It's not even for runway 8, is it? That doesn't make any sense. Mamby 2? It's for runway 26. Is there a Mamby for runway 8? Yeah, there we go. Mamby for runway 8. Helps if you look at the right chart. So according to the Mamby 8, first fix should be Reven, D080, and it's a climbing right turn all the way up. That looks good. Alright, so that actually looks good. So now I just want to know when can I load my perf limits. Do I do the estimated? And why isn't our fueling done? We gotta go to ground services. Fuel. Just give me the fuel I need, please. How much fuel did it give us? 6.7. Oh, was this in? Hold on. iFly, doing iFly things. Weight and fuel pounds. Okay, there we go. Load aircraft immediately. We're still showing 6-7 pounds on the fuel. Why is that? Migs, what's going on, man? Thanks for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Hope everyone had a great 4th of July. Migs, wonderful 4th. Hope you had a wonderful 4th as well, my man. Thank you so much for the support, Migs. Appreciate you, dude. All right, we've got 2 minutes on the bleed. Let's get some air going before everyone gets cooked. So we'll go APU bleed on. There's the dual bleed light, probably, right? Yes, it is. Dual bleed light. Air conditioning's coming on. And we'll open the isolation valve. There we go. We get dual bleed light. Isolation valve is up. We'll cool the temps down here a little bit. Is the fuel truck out of gas? Like, what are we doing? Simreef, load aircraft immediately. Why are you in KGs still? This airplane, dude. I want to love the Max so bad because I love the Max in real life. There we go. Jeez. I don't swear often on stream, but this plane makes me want to swear all the time. All right, 14.7 is up. We should be LNAV, VNAV off the ground, which we lost that on the bus transfer. Or sorry, we'll be LNAV off the ground, no VNAV. So LNAV off the ground, heading 081. That checks. Hydraulic panel, we'll keep that up for before engine starts. I'm all out of sorts. Now can we load our fuel here? Gross weight. 155.7 reserves of let's just call it 5,000. Cruise altitude 370. I don't know why we don't have any of that stuff brought over. Thrust, we'll do a 28K, but we'll derate to what? It's 31 outside, we'll derate to 44. 88.9 on a 28K thrust. That's gross. That's alright, we'll do it though, we gotta practice. Flaps 5 out of here. Trim should be 22.6, which is 5.37 units. Set. Alright, we'll use QRHV speeds 39, 41, 52. We'll set 152 up here in the window. Alright, 152 is set up to 4,000, heading off the ground. Speeds are set, flaps 5. Alright, I think we're finally set up. I don't know. The one thing that the PMDG has over this iFly is that the flow that you set up the aircraft and the flow at which things happen in real life is 100% realistic on the PMDG, where the iFly is just, you're like pulling data from random spots all the time. It's not realistic, at least how our operator does it. It's just, there's no flow to how things are done. At least the flow that you would do is not a realistic flow. So I just feel all out of sorts here. Can we? Let's go ahead and get our Russia. I even forgot. Let's get our winds data. Let's get that in the box here. Phoenix and PMG have the best EFBs. I totally agree. You know, the Phoenix EFB is really good. The PMDG one is good too because it's just so it's intuitive. You know, it's intuitive. Like there's not a whole lot of fluff with the PMDG EFB. But I love that, man. I should get an XQ light. There we go. It just works. It just always works, you know? No, I didn't want to do that. Erase that. Sorry, I should be... Where's my cruise? Descent forecast winds. Those should populate when you pull for regular winds. You follow a flow? What are you? Some sort of Czech airman Turks? What's up, man? Alright, we'll load that. Execute that. Alright, so now we got our winds. I need to do a mini brief of my own here real quick because I'm, like I said, I'm just so out of sorts. So let's just take it from the top before we push back. Grand Cayman, Costa Rica, Southwest 357. We're going to be on the Mambi 2 departure out to Mambi. And then it's a vector to Grand Cayman. So we'll leave the Disco in there. Direct Lerol, direct Pesto, Pazza, or Upper Bravo 76 to PZA, direct Pyras, direct that, direct Otina. That's the arrival. All right, that looks good. We already looked at the legs. Route distance, I have 710 nautical miles. And we're flight planned for 657. So that's the approach. That matches up. That looks good. Performance. So zero fuel is 141.4. Reserves of 5, cost index 30, we're going up to 370, trans altitude to 17,000 feet. It's 31 outside, we're derating to 44, 28K thrust takeoff. We're doing a flaps 5, 22.6, which is 5.37 units. Speeds 139, 141, 152. That's off runway, it should say down there in the box. It's off runway 8. All right, everything is complete. Sorry for the hodgepodge situation there. Let's go ahead and clear up the ground vehicles and get out of here. Alright, so we'll get rid of you. The one thing that they did right is this thing, man. I love being able to just click vehicles on and off. Alright. Chocks removed. Alright, we'll just do an Alt-P. So let's run a checklist real quick here. B4 start checklist, please. Park brake set, oxygen. We didn't check that. Let's check the overhead real quick. Checked. Let's skip the test. Display switches, normal and auto. Actually, we need 1010 out of here on the Barrow. Oh, I can't. Never mind. Their mouse interaction for the Barrow set knob is ridiculous. Yeah, I can't click it properly. So we won't set that either because the mouse interaction is stupid. Barrows, we'll just leave it off. Window heats are on. Pressurization. Auto and set. Train display. We don't need it, but we'll select it. MCP set. Displays. Let's see. ARM, LNAV. We're doing a heading off the ground. Checked. Auto brake. RTO. Fuel quantity distribution. Finally, 14.7 required. 14.7 is on board. CDU has been checked. Engine start levers are cut off. Transponders and TARA. At least it should be. Yep, TARA. Aileron rudder trim, 00, fasten belts. Let's do all that right now. So, fasten belts are coming on. The rest of our fuel tank pumps are coming on. APU is on buses. Fuel panel set. Flight forms AML. Onboard accepted aircraft 3 Alpha Zulu. PEDs are off. Below the line. We'll stand by for push. Let's call them up. I think I had my radio off, and I think it actually respected that, which is good. So let's give them a call. Grand Cayman, ground southwest 357, ready to push.
Southwest 357, pushback and engine start approved, face south.
Pushback engine start approved, face south, southwest 357. Cockpit to ground, brakes release, cleared push. All right, we've got our check from up top, so that's going to lead us right into our probe heat, hydraulics, anti-collision light, captain's flying, and we can do a below the line. Why do I only have pressurization on one hydraulic? There we go. Must have been out of sync. All right, below the line. Probe heat is on. Hydraulic panel set. Now we get rid of that. Doors, windows,
Folks, we're
close
heading
and
to
lock.
beautiful San
Anti-collision light
Jose,
is
Costa
on.
Rica, with an
Four-star check.
estimated flight time of 1 hour and 45 minutes. Please pay close attention to the upcoming safety
For the
demonstration,
barrel, you have
as
to
it
click.
contains important information, even
You have
for
to left
frequent
click and right
flyers.
click. Yeah, but
Fasten your
it doesn't.
seatbelts by inserting
No,
the metal
that
fitting
doesn't
into
work.
the buckle
I think you have to
and
change
pulling the strap
interactions.
tight. The seatbelt must
Yeah,
remain
see, that's
fastened
I'm not gonna.
whenever the
No,
seatbelt
dude,
sign is
that's
illuminated.
that is the
Please ensure your seat
that
backs
is
and tray
asinine.
tables are in the upright position,
No,
and that window
I should be able to
blinds are
just
open
mouse
for
wheel
takeoff.
it and be able to mouse wheel it
Mobile
left or
phones
right,
and
or
electronic
click it
devices
left or right.
must be set to flight mode, and larger
That's a
devices should be
P3D
securely
binding.
stowed during takeoff and landing. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere on board. Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed. Pull the
supposed
mask
to face
firmly,
south,
place
but,
it over your nose and mouth, and
We'll
breathe
just
normally.
go straight back.
Life vests are located under
Cockpit
your
around,
seat.
push complete, set
Put it
brakes.
on and
Brake set,
inflate
clear
it only
disconnect,
after
show me the
leaving
pin
the
out front. We're
aircraft.
going to start them up.
Floor level lighting will guide you to the
Let
nearest
me
exit,
click both
which
my
may
mouse
be behind
buttons
you.
down here real quick to do
In
the
case of
most
evacuation, leave all
ridiculous
personal
barrel
belongings
set
behind and follow all safety instructions from the
I've
crew.
ever done. 1020
If
is
any
set.
electronic device becomes hot or catches
All right,
fire, please
fire 'em
inform
up.
me immediately. The
Left
safety
pack
information
off,
card
right pack
contains all
off.
details. Thank you
Bleed
for your
pressure.
attention.
Verify. That's one thing. I just really wish we had a bleed pressure gauge up there. Let's go ahead and ground 2, please. Shh. Mix, thank you for the $2 super chat. The RowsFire agreed, my friend agreed. I'll tell you what, we'll just wait here for the motoring to complete. I should have started a timer. We'll start a timer for the next one. See how long it motors. All right, 25, there we go, fuel. Okay, you gotta smash the like button for that. People are asking, does it kick that hard in real life? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The last time I sat in I don't remember the last time I sat in a window view for Max, but for reference, for real life engine start sounds, when I start the NG, so I wear a Bose ProFlight 820 headset, or not 820, Bose ProFlight headset, excuse me, with noise canceling. On the ground in the 7.3, I just have it on like the low pass-through mode. But during start, we're not on intercom, so I have one earplug out, and in the Max, I can hear the engines light off in the Max from up front. Now, I haven't actually, maybe we should do the light off from up here, but that's kind of mid. In the NG, I can't hear anything from up front during engine start. I mean, maybe ever so slightly, you just hear like the wind spool up, but you can hear the light off from the cockpit, even with my headset in pass-through mode in the max. So it is pretty loud. It also will light off harder depending on the ambient conditions. Like if it's a super cold start, I mean, sometimes that light off is just excessively loud. When it's real hot out, it will still kick off, but it doesn't seem as loud per se. All right, so we got a good start on 2 cap. So we're going to isolate, and then we're going to ventilate. We're going to go generator 2 is on bus. And let's go ahead and ground engine 1. Grounding 1. I'm going to start the chrono on that one. Let's see how long it motors. You're motoring? What's your price for flight? What? If you can't feel the vibration in your fillings, is it even a real sound pack? No. Why aren't we starting up? Why aren't we motoring? Alright, abort the start. Off. Are you not fully isolated? There you go. I guess, so the max has weird, I don't know if the max is picking up the 3 position switches. We're isolated, ventilating, ground 2. Or 1, rather. Ah, there it comes. We needed that isolation in auto. Or excuse me, isolation closed. Do you feel the ignition in your body? No, not from up front. So we're about 10 seconds late on the motor. So it's nice and cool. That's a pretty short motoring time on that one. Let's fire it up from up front. That's real. That's 1-to-1 realistic sound from up front. That's exactly the decibel level from up front for that light off. You can hear it, but it doesn't like punch you in the face like it does at the window view. But that's exactly what it sounds like from up front.
November 9er 8274, ready to go straight out. November 9er 8274, winds 110 at 6, runway 08, cleared for takeoff. Cleared takeoff 08, November 9er 8274.
Oh, I was a little early there. See the EGT still coming down. All right, good start on 1 cap. Isolation auto, generators online. APU can come off. APU's coming down. Verify the overhead did put it in the auto like it did. All right, seatbelt sign. See, my seatbelt sign is on. That's what. So what's happening is, on the max, these 3 position switches aren't moving 3 positions. Maybe they're moving them too fast. Hold on, let's see this. Should be auto on. Yeah, if you move it too fast, it doesn't pick up on the max. That's weird. All right. TPS is calling for 5. Let's go. Flaps 5. Flight controls. Early days, but what do you prefer so far? Sand tensions or beyond ATC? Let me let it cook a little more, Migs. I will tell you this right out of the gate. The audio and the voices sound more realistic in sand tensions. There's no doubt about that. The flow of how everything sounds in sand tensions is more realistic. But as far as comparing them head to head, yeah, give me a little more time to cook with it, my friend. Give me a little more time to cook. All right, we got 2 good starts. For the sake of moving switches, let's just move these to cont. All right. And we're flaps 5. Recall is checked. After start checklist, please. In ice is off. Generators on. Air conditioning bleeds. Set. Flap set. Flight controls checked. Recall checked. After start checklist complete. Let's set up for takeoff. let's go. Ground, cam and ground, Southwest 357 taxi.
Southwest 357, runway 08, taxi via Foxtrot.
Runway 08, taxi via Foxtrot, Southwest 357. All right, Foxtrot. Let's go. Oh, there's a 10 blasting off. Foxtrot's behind us, isn't it?
November 9 at 8274, contact departure.
Switching to departure, November 9er 8274.
So Foxtrot is behind us.
Approaching 26.
Taxi that off.
Pilatus 1 Lima Zulu, short of 08, ready for departure.
Oh, Pilatus. Come on, man. You cut me off.
The latest 1 Lima Zulu, winds 110 at 6, runway 08, cleared for takeoff.
I will say, what's up, Jeff? I will say many of the flights with same
08
intentions.
cleared for
Vectors come a
takeoff.
tad too
Pilatus 1
soon, so
Lima
if you're
Zulu,
lazy
thanks.
returning the airplane, I found it works out just right. The vectors come a tad too soon. Okay, so Jeff, did you mess with the setting? I turned off the early vectoring for this flight. I'm going to see. I did a flight to Mexico City last night on my home PC, and I just requested the full arrival, and it worked out just fine. Now, it did try to vector me on the ILS, but I just ignored it like I would do in Beyond ATC, and it worked out just fine. But what is interesting, too, is that... I lost my train of thought. Somebody said you did a 28K bump, but I don't think you got. Yeah, we got a 28K bump, man. I'm looking at it. It's not a bump for the max. It's a TO. It's a straight TO. 29K would be the bump. But we've got a 28K takeoff. But you know what's crazy? FSX, y'all. Flight Simulator X. 10 out of 10 vectoring. Every single time it vectored you 45 to a downwind to a long final. It gave you a 45-degree entry to the final approach. How can FSX from 2001 or whatever it was vector you flawlessly onto an approach, and it's 2026 and we have all these programs that can't figure it out? Now, to be fair, in FSX's criticisms, they would also vector you into a mountain in Hawaii if you tried to, get vectored in Hawaii. But 99.9% of the time, the FSX vectoring, albeit it made you sign up for a 45, it put you on downwind, it put you way out on final, then a 45 to enter the final, it would do it. It would do it. Yeah, I just turned on disable shortcut vectoring. Yeah, Jeff, that's what I'm running that one for this flight. Jeff, I don't know what's going on, dude. I can't hear any other players on. I have all my settings set up right, even on my home PC. But I haven't heard any other real pilots yet, which is a huge bummer for me because that's the main driving factor, in my opinion, for what I want out of a AI ATC system. So. I don't know. FSX ATC, descend and maintain 2,150 miles from the airport after a 30 nautical mile downwind. Hey, I didn't say the altitudes were spot on. I just said, the headings and course lists were pretty much spot on, unless you're in Hawaii. I think what these AI programs should do is not vector. They should just automatically vector you to the final approach fix, or make you fly the full procedure. That would save all the problems. Tower, Southwest 357, holding short, runway 8, ready for departure.
Southwest 357, runway 08, winds 110 at 6, cleared for takeoff.
Oh, jeez. Runway 08, clear for takeoff, Southwest 357. We got a back taxi first, so that's all screwed up. Let's get all our lights on. We got a back taxi all the way down to 8. Yeah, I thought about that too, the partner thing, Jeff. But what's crazy is though, like you and I, we talked on 2345, right? So I know it works. They must have fired the guy who cooked with FSX. It was ahead of its time. Yeah. I hear you, prodigist. Alright, while we go all the way down there, let's run the before takeoff checklist. Takeoff data and bugs. Closeouts received and checked. Flaps 5, green light. Stab trim. 5.36 units set. Takeoff briefs complete. HUD in-op. Generators on. Air conditioning bleeds. Auto and set. MCP ND. Let's see. I'm flying. You're coming with me. 081. Why is it should be VNAV too. Why do I keep disconnecting? VNAV, LNAV now off the ground. It is LNAV departure. VNAV, LNAV off the ground up to 4,000 feet. 152 set. PA is complete. Lights set before takeoff. Check is complete. Did I install the WingFlex mod for the Max? No, I'm just running whatever the Service Pack 1 update is, man. I'm not a huge fan of mods. I wonder if the extra Skynet items are part of the experimental server. Well, that's the other thing. Do I need to be on a different server, perhaps, Virtual Flight Diaries? I'm just on the primary. Alright, he did clear us from blast off, though. So let's get ready. Smash down that like button. Yoga's in chat. I'm going to put the FO on comms for takeoff. I have a female FO. That way I can decipher a little bit easier when I'm being talked to here.
On runway 08.
Runway heading 081. That checks. All right, co-pilot is on the comms. Let's go. Spool them up 40. Yoga's in chat. Yoga. Thrust set 94.2. 80. Checked.
V1.
Rotate. Concentrate, gear up, fly with. Get some freedom, baby. 1776. Love it. There comes 1,000.
Southwest 357, contact departure.
Contacting departure, Southwest 357.
Golly, the sounds are so good, though.
Departure, Southwest 357. Good morning,
Flaps
climbing
1.
through 1,000.
Southwest 357, Cayman departure, radar contact, climb 10,000.
You gonna read that back?
Climb 10,000, Southwest 357.
Southwest 357. Contact Kingston Center on 128.35.
Contacting Kingston Center on 128.35. Southwest 357.
Yes, this is default sound pack. Yes, it is.
Kingston Center, Southwest 357. Good morning, climbing through 4,000 for 10,000.
Southwest 357, Kingston Center. Good morning, Georgetown altimeter 1016. Climb and maintain 18,000.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Southwest 357. She's a little slow on the uptake this morning. Sounds are coming down a little bit.
Good morning, altimeter 1016. Climb and maintain 18,000. Southwest 357.
I'm going to fire my FO here.
1 Lima Zulu out of 16,000 for flight level 200.
Kingston Center, good morning.
But I mean, I feel like I'm in the cockpit with the radio comms are very, very believable. Very smooth. The tempo is very good.
Kingston Center 274, climbing flight level 250.
I'll turn my airplane down a little bit.
74, good morning, sir.
This is a sweet turnout. Listen to those engines just buzzing, man. What a beautiful departure. All right, let's give them let's throw something out there. Let's see, what's the fix after that? Let's go direct pesto. Let's see if he gives us that. Departure Southwest 357, request direct pesto.
Southwest 357, roger, direct pesto approved.
Sweet.
Kingston
Execute
Center, Cobra
LNAV.
815 at flight level 340.
Coming back to the left, there's 10 thou.
Dear guests, the use of approved
Anyway, it's
electronic devices is now permitted in flight mode. Cabin service will begin shortly. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the flight.
This is Say Intentions, Conquering Lion. Say Intentions. We're going direct to pesto. That was a real sharp turn. I'm going to redirect the line here. Redirect, execute. There we go. I'm going to take over the comms again so you guys can kind of hear me interact. So it's interesting. I know everybody has different ideas and different things that they want from an air traffic control program. For someone like me, who flies and talks to controllers in real life on a daily basis, I don't need to talk to AI ATC. What I look for out of an ATC program is, what about the immersion of the talking in the background? How well does the FO handle the radios and the handoffs? What about asking, if I do want to say something, can I get a direct to? Can I get a flight level change? And so far, Say Intentions, I haven't run into anything that wasn't handled realistically in terms of, asking for directs, flight level changes. I even asked them to change a call sign one time because I filed it wrong on the sim brief. So for me, I'm looking at those things. But I'll work the radio for y'all so you can kind of hear me interact with the radio as well. And it does seem to pick up on the voice very good. I mean, even if you slightly misspeak or maybe you don't get the word out the way an AI robot would need to hear it, Say Intentions does a pretty good job at picking up what you're trying to say. So I mean, give credit where credit is due. It is a very smooth, believable traffic program. And just, I mean, the comms there on departure, that controller, I'm not even joking, that guy sounded real life. So it definitely adds that level of immersion if you're looking for that radio chatter in the background. Your virtual FO will also flip switches and act. Yes, I know, Jeff, I saw that. I was actually I just started dabbling with trying to make a checklist for the Falcon 50 and then have the FO do that, right? So the FO can do things for you, flip switches, which is cool. And I can see, some people are really going to want that aspect of it. Me, I like to flip the switches in the sim, so I'm going to probably keep that to myself.
Climb and maintain flight level 260.
Climb and maintain flight level 260, Southwest 357. Right up to 260, there's 18,000 set standard. Standard set once, twice, and thrice. We're trimmed out. Let's go command A. Autopilot's on.
360, report level.
We're out of, let's see, let's go back to the overhead. I'll go ahead and get another camera. We'll just leave it on that. Let's go lights off, taxi lights off. These are going back to off, off. Out of 18, the wing light is off. Logo light can come off.
Over to Havana Center on
Cabin's pressurizing.
133.35274.
We're pretty much ready to go. We'll reset this Vero. We'll just enjoy some climb out. Let me get back to the chat here. I missed a couple of super chats. Migs, thank you for the 7 Canadian. Appreciate you. This is why you need a certified aero barista in the back. Get the sleep out of that FO. Yes, indeed, Migs. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, my man. Turn up the comms a little bit. Thank you, Biggs. Fly USMC, what's up, my man? Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Did you figure out how to get followers to join? Yeah, I know how to do it, Fly USMC, but I haven't been able to hear any other real pilots talking on the radio. But I also don't know if there's any other real pilots on this particular flight. I don't know how you would check that. I guess the live map, maybe. Perhaps. But, yeah. I know in theory how to set it up. I'm kind of curious if it works today after the PC restart, but I know how it's supposed to work, Fly USMC, but so far I haven't been able to verify that it is working with the groupie feature. You can see yellow airplanes on the live map. Okay, so the yellow ones are live? Okay, yeah, so I don't see any live players. I don't see any live players right now. I see the purple ones. A lot of purple ones. But we'll have to... I'm curious if it works today. Maybe it just needed a PC restart after setting the different sound settings and stuff. They'll do briefings for you too? That's pretty cool, Jeff. Yeah, I might have to look into that. All right, up we go. 22, climbing 260, max and chill. You could see. Can you see the AI aircraft represented? Yes, Andre, you can on the live map feature. Let me. Sometimes OBS is so picky, guys. I don't know why. Let me try this. Because I want to show you, yeah, but it won't, that's not what I'm seeing. It just doesn't pick up the proper
Center,
window.
Copa 815, com check.
Hold on, I almost have to go to like...
Copa 815, loud and clear.
Display, no. Yeah, it won't let me show you the full, like, when I click these, you should see the different...
Climb flight level 360, Copa 246.
Settings, but it's weird. I probably have to do a screen grab or something. But yes, you can see on the live map, you can see who is who.
Contact Havana Center on 133.35.
Does the in-game toolbar? Let me
Over
see.
to Havana Center
I've
on
never opened this one.
133.35, 1 Lima Zulu.
Oh wow, I've never opened this one.
Southwest 357, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Probably maintain 340, Southwest 357. Alright, 340 set. Let me go here. Hey, there you go.
Flight level 310.
Thank you. Who said that? Andrew? There you go.
Flight level 310, Copa 246.
So if I zoom out, you can see a bunch of AIs departing Grand Cayman. There's Copa 246. Now, what is cool, I want to tell you guys what is pretty cool. So last night, after I got home from the stream, I did a home stream, or not a stream, a home flight on my home PC. Yeah, but you can see the UI is a mess. I would agree. I think the UI needs some updates. But I was doing a flight to Mexico City on JetCard because I wanted to try to simulate going in. There was a charter going in there for the FIFA World Cup in Mexico City last night. So I'm flying the Falcon with Say Intentions ATC, and we're going into Mexico City. The weather is real life a mess. That's why they delayed the game, right? So the weather's a mess. I'm getting ready to set up for the arrival. I requested an RNAV arrival, and I requested the RNAV arrival and the ILS to 05 right. I'm on approach, and the controller comes on and says, Prestige, whatever call sign I was, the airport might be getting turned around right now, possible holding ahead, or what I said, basically said that they're getting ready to change the airport around. We may have to hold you, or you may be able to get in on 5 right still. And I'm just like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. You know, just giving you a heads up, because at some point when the airport turns around, they got to stop the traffic flow, right? Just depends which airplane are you. Are you the last one that gets in to go in on 5 right, or do they stop the traffic behind you, put them in a hold while they turn the airport around, everyone lands on 5 right? So that actually happened. I got in on 5 right, but also on the approach, I heard a Delta 585, you know, complaining about the rides. And just out of curiosity, I looked up Delta 585. And it was real world Delta flight going to Mexico City. It was delayed, and they were in the same vicinity that they were in with, say, Intentions. So I don't know how all this live traffic works. I know Beyond ATC just got the flight radar traffic. I don't follow that, so I'm not sure which one is supposed to be more realistic or more real time. I'm just telling you my experience last night was pretty cool, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to look up this Delta 585. And sure enough, it was a flight going into Mexico City. It was late, and you could hear him on the radio. So that was pretty cool. And just the whole experience coming down the RNAV arrival with the weather and everything, it was pretty cool. It handled it really well. The only thing Say Intention tried to do is it tried to vector me onto the ILS when I wanted to stay on the RNAV, which links up with the ILS. So I went into the settings and I changed a couple settings, and I'm going to see if that makes a difference for today's flight going into Costa Rica. So I'm still learning it. It definitely has its pluses. There's more. People, and I say, Mixesh, you know, which is better in your opinion? I still need time to mess with it, because better for what? What Beyond ATC does is it gives you air traffic control. It gives you AI air traffic control for a one-time fee, and they have live traffic, right? Say Intentions AI, while we want to look at it as an ATC program, I really think it should be called something like Flight Simulator Service Pack 1 Intentions. Like, it does so much more to the sim, if you want to, than what Beyond ATC does. It's a virtual first officer that'll read checklists, do checklist items for you. It's a virtual cabin crew that will do cabin crew stuff if you're into that, if you want, you know, to hear the cabin doing cabin things. It will also trigger, you can set a percentage of flights or like a percentage of odds where there could be some type of emergency or a reason for you to divert from the cabin, which, I mean, talk about adding some spice to your flights if you want to do that. It's a group flight AI ATC program, which to me is the number one thing, but for some reason I'm still trying to figure out why I can't get it to work just yet. Maybe someone can join on the ground or something in Costa Rica and talk on comms just to see if I can hear you today after messing with some more settings. But to me, the biggest plus it has over Beyond ATC is the ability to fly with live players and have real AI air traffic control. And I'm bummed that I can't showcase that for you, because I think that is the coolest feature of all the features it has. I think that's the coolest part, and I know the program can do it. I'm either too stupid to figure it out, or I got something going on with maybe the particular program that I have on a beta branch or whatever that's not quite working. So it does way more than add ATC. But now here's the other thing. It's also a subscription-based program. A lot of people are subscription adverse, and I totally get that. So, do you want to pay a one-time fee for an air traffic control program, or do you want to subscribe to an AI service for your simulator to introduce a bunch of different things? If that makes sense. I honestly think you have a different build than me. This is why we are hearing each other, because I flew with people on my stream. They could hear me and I could hear them. Do you know what? I've got 4207. That's the build I have, I believe. That's what it says on the top there.
Southwest 357, climb flight level 370.
climb to flight level 370, Southwest 357. Alright, 370 is set on the MCP. Center, how are the rides at flight level 370?
Southwest 357, no reported turbulence at flight level 370.
See? So that's pretty good. Optimum 37, 39 max. Cool. Did you enable Skynet aircraft? Yes, I did, Captain Icelander. I enabled Skynet aircraft, Skynet audio, all that stuff. Yep, that's all done. Marcus, thank you for the 50 Norwegian krones, my man. Appreciate you. Very, very kind. Thank you for the super chat. He says, weird question, but do pilots like to listen to the cabin crew announcements? As a simmer, I find it immersive. No. Thank you for the super chat, man. As a simmer, I totally get it. And that's why, you know, when I say I prefer this or I prefer that, remember, I'm just one person that has different preferences from a whole bunch of y'all. So, in real life, I just want to minimize anything that can interfere with the radio comms, right? Because in real world, you know, we sit back and relax here on stream. We mess around. We have fun. Sometimes we blow through checklists, things like that. But real world, it's not like that, right? It's much more by the book. I want to minimize every possible audio distraction. That's why I don't even really care for RAS, because every time I hear RAS go off, it's right during a runway crossing clearance or a takeoff clearance or something like that. I don't listen to the cabin. Now, what I will do sometimes is when I make the descent PA or the prepare for takeoff PA, I will turn on the cabin. Right after I finish the PA, I'll just go ahead and turn on the PA real quick to hear if they have received the request. So for like on descent, after you say flight attendants prepare for landing, in a certain time you're going to hear the captain has turned on the seatbelt sign and in preparation for landing, right? So as soon as I hear that come on, I turn the PA back off because I want to make sure that they heard the transmission that I said, right? Because sometimes handsets don't work, sometimes the PA doesn't pick up the mic, sometimes they don't catch it, and you don't want to have your flight attendants up in the cabin with the carts out when you're getting ready to go through turbulence or descent or what have you, right? So I'd say 98% of pilots never monitor the cabin. Now there is that weird percentage of guys that do monitor the cabin intercom stuff to hear what the flight attendants are saying, but that most of the time, no, we keep all that off. Jinx Turks. Oh yeah, there you go. I didn't see you. Yeah. But that's it, Marcus. But I can absolutely see why, Marcus, you would want cabin announcements. You would want to listen to the cabin announcements because it's immersive to you, right? Because that's what you hear when you go flying. And I'll be completely honest. Back in my FS9 days, when I wasn't an airline pilot, does anybody remember FS Passengers for FSX and FS9? It was a ATC, or it was basically a passenger program where you can build your pilot career and you could import your own sound files for announcements. I recorded on my Motorola Razr. I would record a Southwest flight attendant announcements, and then I would send that to my computer and try to figure out how to get it in the right format to put it in FS Passengers. So my FS Passengers would play the announcement that I recorded from my Southwest flight. So I totally get that. That's how I really enjoyed simming when I was not doing real world airline flying, right? Just because to me, I always hear announcements, so to me, I want to hear it when I sim. That increased my immersion. In terms of what you hear up front from the cockpit in an airliner, I think a lot of you would be surprised at how docile it actually is. Like I said, you don't hear the engine starts unless it's a max. You don't hear the flap extensions.
Dear
you don't hear.
The
you
cabin
don't like
crew
this.
will now begin the snack and beverage service. I highly recommend trying our signature Southwest Airlines pretzels.
I don't want to hear
refreshing
this.
soft drinks.
She's interrupting
After
me.
the service,
I don't need it. I don't need to
selected
hear
items
her
from the
talk.
Southwest Airlines shop will
But
be
some people
available
would
for
love
you
to hear
browse.
that, right?
Thank you for your attention.
But yeah,
and
you don't
enjoy
hear
your
engine
flight.
starts unless it's max. You don't hear flaps. You hear the gear go down because you hear the drag sound come in. That's pretty much it. And you're just listening to it. You don't hear the wind noise. I mean, it's when you turn on your noise canceling. I mean, it's like that. Isn't there noise canceling in this airplane with Boris? Where is it? Which one? Doesn't he have... There we go. See? That's a very believable... So we're just up here talking. So we're up here talking. Jeff says, do you have experimental tab under settings on the web? I have preview and experimental. Let me check right now, Jeff.
Southwest 357, contact center on 124.3.
What center? Is it Centimar? Contact Centimar on 24.3, Southwest 357. I think it's Centimar. Is that what he said? Yeah, Centimar. We should be able to get CPDLC with Centimar if we had it. Centimar, Bon Dia, Southwest 357, level 370, smooth ride. Ah, say intentions AI connection lost. Hold on, I wanted to see if it would respond. All right, I was checking something in settings real quick. Jeff asked, "Do I have experimental? Do you have an experimental tab under settings?" I do. Okay. I have preview and experimental. I have... Oh yeah, I have preview and experimental. Do I need to turn any of these features on? I have preview features. Enable flight backtrack. Experimental features. So the one things I don't have strict readback. Do I need to have the Say Intentions AI audio network turned on? That's the one thing I don't have turned on. Is use Say Intentions radio for ATC audio. Hold on, you could probably see this too. So I don't have this on. Am I supposed to have this on? That is what you had turned on? I'll turn it on. Because I do have all this on already. Alright, well I turned that on now, so hopefully, where was that under? Experimental. Alright. So hopefully that will maybe that'll make a difference. Do I need to have that on for this? We shall see. Max Jones, thanks for the £5. Appreciate you, man. He says, predictions for USA versus Belgium tonight. I'm going to say 2-1 Belgium. Well, dude, of course I got to root for the US of A, my man. That's why I bid for a 4-day trip that I didn't really want to do. But it's got double Dallas overnights. They're short. I might come home on the first one. And then the wife might join me on the second one. Might go get sushi or something. So it's not a terrible trip. Gets done semi-early on Friday, but it's just another 4-day trip, man. Just being gone, man, it's a lot. But yeah, that's why I bid for that trip, because I wanted to be home tonight and not commute out tonight. Although I got to get up at 3:30 in the morning tomorrow. So I'm gonna be rooting for the US of A. I don't know anything about these teams other than the countries that they're in. Like I don't know who's the underdog. I don't know who's the who's the one that's estimated to win or whatever. But yeah, man, go USA. Hey, Center, Southwest 357, you got time for a question? That is 100% why we couldn't hear each other? Oh, Jeff, really? Dang. Centimar, Southwest 357. Do you have time for a question? Why can't I hear him? Oh! Is this messing with my comms? Because he's responding. Who do you have tonight, USA versus Belgium? Well, see, now I can't hear the ATC at all. That's not good. Might have to restart and then get clearance. Okay, I'm gonna restart it then. So I think I bugged the app out by turning that on. So let's go ahead and end. We'll close the intentions. We'll reboot it. We'll try again. Fabiano. Flight Force 77, thank you for the 52 months of support, my man. Hope all is well. Thank you for the support, dude. Appreciate you. Let's reboot say intentions with that setting on. I'll make sure it's still checked on still. Yep, it is still on. All right, so I'm gonna do I do new flight or just, let me just, can I check in? Let me just see if I can check in here real quick. Sonamar Southwest 357, level 370. How do you hear?
Southwest 357, loud and clear.
Okay, so there we go. We're back on.
Hey, Captain B1 Sim, would you like anything to drink or a small snack while we're
Sonoma
cruising?
Center, Southwest 357, morning, maintaining flight level 370.
Well, I got too many women on my flight crew. I can't tell who's who. Wait, how do I respond to the flight attendant? She wanted to give me a snack. I don't know how to respond to the flight attendant. Hold on. Isn't that on like the COM 2? What did I bind for COM 2? Or cabin audio? Or intercom? Was it intercom? I want to know how to respond to the flight attendant. Intercom, push to talk, channel 1. Yeah, can I get a bag of pretzels? That's just the intercom that lights up. Alright, anyway, snacks. Alright, well, so now I'm curious. Now we need someone to jump in and talk over the radio. Now I'm really curious. Let me go to the live map here real quick. See where we're at. I'm sure everything is still working. Alright, yeah, everything is still looking good. We are about to go over Honduras-Nicaragua border. Very cool. Yeah, we're messing with experimental features as well. Soccer isn't interesting enough to sit through 9 innings, and then they call 40. Love it. The start something. Yeah. So I mean, you know, why there's no football on, you know, soccer will do. But like I said, I'm not going to watch soccer again until the next World Cup probably. What I don't understand, I mean, I kind of understand it, but is there a way to know how much extra time you're going to have? I don't understand how you have a 45-minute half, but you never know how much extra time you're going to have, and then even after the extra time is up, they're still allowed to play. Oh, we should turn the seatbelt sign off. You are now free to move about the cabin. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a weird thing, not being able to know how much time you have left in the game. But even when they announced it, like last night, they had 11 minutes of extra time, but then they continued to play after the 11 minutes were up. I'm like, well, that's not corrupt at all. You can connect your webcam to say intention, so when you leave your PC, the FO will automatically take over comms. Yeah, no thank you. What's up, Chino? Good to see you, man. This 737 flight deck looks so good while I'm trying to start a TU-154. I blew up the APU twice, overloading the bleed system. Oh no, Kato, what's up, man? Are you on X-Plane? Flying that TU-154 on X-Plane? Let's take a little flight deck ambiance, yeah. Someone asked if I've ever seen the maintenance light. Yeah, so who was that? Haas? So last trip, we got to an airplane. It actually screwed the overnight for my wife and I. It really shortened our overnight. We got down to max duty day and almost whatever. But we get to an airplane that was written up 7 times in 5 days for the APU, or for the bleed light. The bleed light right here, that, and a circuit breaker that would trip. So we get to the airplane. Sure enough, I put the bleed on. What do we get? Bleed light. We get a circuit breaker trip in the back. We get the wing anti-ice light. And then we also got the maintenance light up here. So all 3 lights. Boom, boom, boom. It was written up 7 times in 5 days. They kept ops checking it good. This time, so maintenance came out. They do the reset, and the light's not on. It seems to be working. We sit there for 5 minutes, and I'm like, no. The mechanic was trying to do something with the isolation valve. Just like closing it, turning it back on. I'm like, no. The isolation valve's not what's doing it. Watch this. So I turned the bleeds off. Turned both bleeds off. And then I turned the bleeds back on. Ding. Or not ding. That's an Airbus. Light come on. Circuit breaker popped. Anti-ice light and maintenance light came on again. So then they pulled it out of service. And then we had to wait for another airplane to come in to swap, to take another 7-3 up to my new favorite airport in the U.S. of all airports. Does anybody know if it works in the sim? Glacier Park. KGPI in Kalispell, Montana. My favorite airport in the U.S. It is amazing. It is literally a ski lodge with airplanes. It's awesome. What I don't like are the new hydration brakes. It breaks the flow of the game. Yes. So also, that hydration brake, I think, is what, I don't want to say allowed England to win, but I think that hydration brake really saved England's butt, because they were on the ropes there. They were gassed. They were down a man, and Mexico was moving. And they call a hydration brake, which basically allows everybody to regroup, calm down, and then they just played defense for 20 minutes at the box. Which, I mean, obviously they worked out, it was a good strategy, but I don't know if they didn't have that hydration break right there, I think Mexico would have scored. That particular hydration break seemed awfully beneficial to England. They were on the ropes, they were getting ready, it was like a boxer getting saved by the bell. But anyway, that's all what was cool about last night's game, I think American football is still the best sport out there because it is the only true team sport. In soccer, you have a dominant goalie, dominant forward, whatever. But what we saw last night when they were down 10 men, they did have to win as a team. So that was pretty cool, seeing England actually win as a team when they were down a man. But normally, every sport you can have a dominant position that will pretty much allow you to win. Not allow you to win, but really aid you in winning and being a dominant team, because you have a dominant player in one spot. A dominant goalie, a dominant forward, you can have a dominant pitcher. In football, I mean, even if you have the best quarterback with no O-line, you're not going to get the ball off. It is a true, to me, in the words of Aaron Rodgers, a true team sport. Have I ever heard of rugby? Of course, I watched a rugby match in Sydney, Australia. Andre, I kept saying that too. I was like, why is Mexico trying to do this crosser? They're, against the dude. Wasn't there a dude that's like 6'7"? It was like a 6'7" guy on England. I'm like, there's no way. Jeff says, if you want a good time, you can click on Flight Tracker under Flight Operations in the web pilot portal. It will show you a map of the live players right now, and it will listen to their comms. You have a few other people near me. Let me open that up. Okay, so that's in the pilot portal, and you said that's under Flight Operations, Flight Tracker. Let's see.
Speedbird 667, Heathrow Tower, expect late landing clearance, runway 27 left.
Why did I hear Heathrow Tower?
667, speed 160 till 4 nautical miles.
Why am I hearing Heathrow Tower?
Engine shutdown approved.
Wait, what?
8, thank you.
Lufthansa 358, read back correct. Citation 5 Papa Victor, climb and maintain 17,000.
Maintain 17,000, citation 5 Papa Victor.
That's a real guy.
SPA 302, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.0 when ready.
Moza 406 is clear to chop via the D, good climb departure, then it's filed.
Wait, what am I hearing? Ground control. Oh, that was under the flight. When I open the flight tracker tab, you can hear that. Oh, so when you open flight tracker, this is cool. Let me show you guys this. So when you open the flight tracker app, will it show you? So now that's why I was able to hear everybody.
November 23, Charlie Romeo, contact ground on 121.8.
This is us right here.
Express 847, Space Coast Tower, runway 36, winds 360 at 7, cleared to land.
I wonder if I can hear this Walker guy.
63 heavy, runway 28, winds 290.
I think he's on comms. He's on 1801.
Thank you.
I'm going to maintain 9,000.
Delta 7. He's on, why is he on 21.9? Oh, he's on the ground. That's why. He's an MHTG. I'm trying to see if I can...
This is citation 905, Papa Victor, climbing flight level 151 for 170.
Am I a streamer?
Departure,
No, I'm not a streamer.
Alpha Tango at 2,700 feet, climbing to 4,000 feet.
Who's this guy? MROC. He's on the ground in MROC.
Altimeter 1013, flight level 100. Turn right heading 180.
Oh, it's clicking limit view on the top right.
PUD, when able, there is a V1 Alpha Tango.
Limit view.
Grand Alter 406 at 2. Request pushback.
Legion 301, cleared Monkey 1, Wapom transition into Sanford.
So we are hearing him. That is pretty cool.
Flight level 200. Legion 301, cross blocked at 12,000 feet.
There's just nobody else here. This guy is who's TA? Who's TAI? TAM 635 going to Rio Negro. He's on 21.9. I kind of want to call him. Is that TAM? TAI? Okay, so we are hearing people. That's good. So we might actually, Jeff, we might have figured it out, man. Now we just need to verify. Let me, I'm going to switch to 21.9. TAM 639 on the ground in Costa Rica. Can you hear me? Says no one's listening. It might be too far. There's a ground freak. I need to get back on center 24.3. I use Beyond ATC and FS Hub because you don't have to use voice commands at all. It has sentence, but up to do the same. Hate typing for clearances. Rocker, that I'm unsure of, my friend. I'm not sure. I haven't had to type for any of my clearances. I've been able to pick them up on voice. Looks like the reason your radio is quiet is because the traffic injector isn't injecting any traffic. What's up, Say Intentions AI? I wonder if it's because we changed that setting. Jeff, I wonder... Maybe I need to go back and look at the injector again. Make sure it is injecting. Let's see. Where was that setting? That was in the pilot portal again, wasn't it? And it was under traffic injection. I'm going to turn it up to 11 on both of them. I'll go there. Let's see if that makes a difference at all. I turned them both up to 11. Ooh, that's going to be a nice. Look at this view, though. I love this view coming in over the coastline here. Was Say Intention talking to other players? Do they hear your voice, or does it get reduced to words and regenerate on far end? Like instead of Young's voice, they're getting Yoda. No, you actually hear the other player's voice, Darth Rust. Which is that's what Jeff and I were trying to do yesterday. Remember we were talking on fingers 2345? But I think that was the setting I needed to turn on. So I turned it on, restarted it. I think it should be working. I restarted the app, Jeff. I restarted the app. When I go to live map, I see traffic around me on the ground. There's just not many guys flying where I'm at, particularly. There is a Copa behind me to my left. And we had a bunch of traffic on the ground. We'll see what it looks like on the ground. If there's traffic down there, right? I mean, we're just kind of in Centimar's quiet this morning. It is 9 a.m. Or are you guys saying there should be more traffic around me?
Papa Victor, we'd like to request the one left approach if it's available.
Yeah, I can definitely hear them.
Citation 5 Papa Victor, runway 01 left is not active. Expect the ILS runway 19er right approach.
Avianca 2134, Palanquero Center, identified. Good afternoon.
Lufthansa 574, descend altitude 3000.
I'm just looking at the live map again.
Germania 39 Victor Kilo, climb flight level 320.
Flight level 320, Germania 39 Victor Kilo.
Iberia 373 Kilo, control de Barcelona, identificado. Buenas tardes.
Avianca 2985, Bogota departure, radar contact, climb 12000. Avianca 2985, climb flight level 190.
There's the AI traffic.
City Center on 128.35.
Delta
oh, jeez, look at this.
Kansas City Center, good afternoon. Climb and maintain flight level 220.
I'm going to turn that off for now. I turned those up to 11 to see what it looks like when we get on the ground in Costa Rica. 764 live pilots is incredible. That I totally agree, Jeff. I totally agree. That's what I'm saying. I'm very curious when we get on the ground if I can talk to anybody live on the ground or hear them, because that would be pretty epic. Pretty epic. Do I have the expansion pack enabled? I'm not sure what that is. I don't. I'm not sure, man. Let's just make sure we're on the right center. Should we check that here? Where are we at? Center Southwest 357, level 370. I've been messing with the radios. Are we even on the right freak anymore? 24.
Southwest 357, Centimeter Center identified. Salampagi.
Salampagi. Whatever that means. Is that like buen dia? Say Intention incorporates live track with AI. Yes, Dalton. Yes, it does. That's what. That is what. In my opinion, remember we talked about this earlier, everyone's going to be looking for different things in an AI ATC program. Some just want traffic, some just want comms, some want more than that. And for me, I think the absolute holy grail of AI air traffic control would be able to do what Say Intentions is able to do here, is have live players that you can see and hear talking to AI controllers. So it's essentially like having an AI VATSIM network, really. It's exactly what it is. It would be like an AI VATSIM network with AI controllers at every step of the way. Ground, tower, clearance delivery center, etc. So that, to me, is kind of like the holy grail of
Southwest 357. I have an amended clearance.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Advise ready to copy.
Oh boy, what do we got? Ready to copy, Southwest 357.
Southwest 357, proceed direct color, Barra 3 Charlie arrival. Expect the ILS runway 07 approaching to Coco. Get the ATIS for confirmation.
Present position direct Kolar, Barra 3 Charlie arrival, expect the ILS 7 into Coco, and we'll get the ATIS for Coco, Southwest 357.
Southwest 357, readback is correct.
Look at my charts now. Let me pull up my San Jose charts. Oh, he wants us on the color transition? Let me see. Okay, let's go ahead. This is very cool. I'm gonna keep pushing the program, but this is what I was talking about. I was messing with this yesterday, and I'm gonna push the program. I'm gonna see what it does here. Let's see, for testing purposes. Center Southwest 357. Any chance we can fly the Pyros transition? Papa India Romeo Alpha Sierra. He wants us on the color transition.
Southwest 357, Pyros transition not available.
Ah, okay. Roger that. Present position direct color for the color transition. Barra 3 Charlie Southwest 357. That is cool. Okay, so we got to change the arrival around. MROC arrival. ILS 7. Otina. Barra 3 pop. Barra 3. Nope, that's the wrong one. Race. ILS 7, Otina, Barra 3, Charlie, color transition, execute, legs, present position, direct color, execute. We're in the turn. That was very cool. So that's a very neat amended clearance there. That's real life. That is a very cool transition. So essentially, you see what they did? They had us change the transition from color. Let's verify our fixes though. From color, it should be OC 507, which is in the box. Barra Otina.
Southwest 357. Contact Senamer Center on 135.5.
135.5 America, Southwest 357, yeah. Santa Maria Southwest 357, level 370, bon dia.
Southwest 357, Senamer Center identified. Good morning.
Sweet. All right, rest of the fixes are in there. Otina Matos, so let's clean this up. Matos is going to go here. We'll execute that. Let's look at our VNAV. What's our first speed restriction on the star? Max 250, so we'll just leave it 280 on the descent. We'll keep the 240 below 10. Carba. Let's put this in here. Carba. Fix info page. 2 nautical miles around it. There we go. Route 2. I hope this doesn't crash. I was going to set up my Route 2 waypoints for depress, but we'll just skip that because I haven't tested it, and I don't want to mess around and crash the sim right now. So we'll leave it as is. We'll pretend we have our depress routes in there. All right, so our box is set up. Let's take a look at the final approach setup here as well. We're going to be 109.5, final approach course 071. 071, and we need 109.5. All right, 109.5, both sides, 071. We're going to plan a flaps, let's do flaps 40, 142. We'll plan that. We'll update that at 10,000 feet as well. All right. We're back to cooking with gas.
Center, 16806, 14000.
Center 8806, Center Center, identified.
Hold on, Chad. I'm coordinating ice cream with the fam here. What do we got? Distance to go. TOD 163, 278 at 1313Z. We should be on the ground. Time now is 12:30, so 45 minutes. All right, they're going to go get some food at Schlotsky's, so we're going to continue the stream. All right, we're back. Sorry, a little distraction. We haven't been outside at all. Do you guys want to see the outside view for a little bit? This has been a very realistic flight, but I'm going to be looking inside that cockpit and suck and bleed air all day tomorrow. So let's man, I gotta say, the Sim Update 5 clouds, this is the best clouds I've ever seen in 2024. We've got cirrus clouds, we've got wonderful cloud formations. I mean, Sim Update 5 has just been slapping. Jeff, yeah, I can hear the VHF effects for sure. Much better, much better. They do support circle to land. Very cool. Very cool. With all these AI ATC programs, the new pilots will be great with radios once they're out of flight school. Remember Vatson being incredible for me. Oh, absolutely Lost in Space. Absolutely, dude. Used it as a tool. What's the quality of the Say Intentions ATC function like? Any crazy circle to land with 20 knot tailwind? You could do circle to land if you want. So, Darth Rust, there's a setting. Let me pull it up in the pilot portal again so you guys can see. Where was that at? We were talking about the vectoring on those short vectors. Where was that at? Realism? Here. So, on your realism... So the first and foremost, if you get Say Intentions AI, try it out. There is so much in terms of settings. You've got all of these on the left column here, different tools. Then you have your settings set up here, and then you also have the settings within the app itself. So, like me, you're going to probably need to take some time just kind of looking. It's a great thing to do in cruise when you get your first flight up. Just get up in cruise and start looking at all this stuff. And, I'm sure with time you'll become much more
with you at flight
familiar
level 330.
with where to look. But what you're talking about the vectoring.
Good morning.
So if you come down here, there's two options here. And I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen. So you have disable shortcut vectoring. That's off. ATC will look for opportunities to get you to the runway faster by potentially removing you from the arrival procedure and vectoring you instead. This is extremely common in real life. It is. However, if the ATC vectors are not, up to snuff, you may end up like what happened to us yesterday, where we did a 360. If you turn it on, ATC will prefer to let you fly the full arrival and will never vector you unless it's absolutely necessary. I kind of want to turn that. I think that one should have been on for this one. Let's just leave it off. We won't mess with it in flight anymore. Disable all optional and early vectoring. Okay, so I think this overrides this. Stronger than disable shortcut vectoring above, which only turns off the early route.
Mind if we go off for a company call? Be right back.
So right now, I've disabled all optional and early vectoring. So on, ATC will not vector you for sequencing, shortcuts, or any other reason. You will fly your filed arrival star and approach yourself for the whole flight. Vectors are only ever used when they're unavoidable. For example, there's a gap or discon in your flight plan, or you reach the end of arrival without being lined up. This is equivalent to asking each state to fly the full approach on every flight. So I wonder if I should have that off and then turn that on for traffic purposes. because I want to, I mean, here's the thing. In Costa Rica, you're going to fly the full arrival. You pretty much fly the full arrival every time. So we'll just leave it as is for now. But you can play with these two settings if you wanted to get rid of that.
Center 281 with you. Flight level 350, climbing flight level 360.
281, identified. Good morning.
All right. We're pretty much all set up for descent. We've looked at the arrival on my iPad.
281, descend flight level 310. Pilot's discretion.
We'll do auto,
Flight level
auto 2.
281.
We'll have the VSD up for the arrival when it's time.
Yellow 2315 with you at flight level 330.
Yellow 2315, identified.
Turn down a little bit more here. Let's hop on the jump seat. What I also think is cool is random holds. Unless I can find that yet. You can get the chances of like random holds. You can turn that up. Where is that? No time for sleep. I have the best job ever. I go to work with this stuff all day. You're definitely working hard, say Intentions AI. Definitely. Jeff, you have yours at 5%. Let me
Southwest
see.
357, expected Barra 3 Charlie arrival, C transition. I'll start your descent in about 20 minutes.
That's a good. So that's an option you can turn off. I like having that on though. We'll expect the Barra 3 Charlie arrival. Copy all Southwest 357. But where is that? What was that setting, Jeff? It was under. Realism. Odds of being put into a hold. I'm gonna bump mine up to 10%. Actually, let's do 13. Unlucky 13%. So here's some more settings. Handoffs. Some people may be confused with this, but basically ATC will not give you the frequency for ground after you're done with clearance. If you're inside the US, that's typically what happens. Now remember, humans are humans. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think having it on is good just so you have the frequency ready to go. Ground to tower transitions, right? Give them the tower frequency. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. I have that on. And the reason I have all these on is because in sim world, I don't want to look at the charts for frequencies. In real life, I'm always looking at the chart for frequencies. Like, oh, contact tower. I'm like, oh, which tower are we on? Then there's like 74 tower frequencies you got to choose from. And then you didn't read the ATIS all the way through because the last line after the 5th page of the ATIS was like towers controlled or towers combined on this frequency, which is not a published frequency. So then you don't have the right frequency and then you're ready for takeoff and you can't hear anybody and they're like, what the hell? So in SimWorld, I like to have that on. Nobody is listening comms. And then here's the sequencing one here. This is cool. ATC will give you 15 to 20 minute, or 15, I think it's mile or minute. I think it's 15, 20 minute warning about your upcoming descent and remind you that you can ask for descent anytime you want. They will also explicitly tell you which approach to expect. So I have that on just in case there's any confusion. In stream world here, when I'm streaming with you, sometimes we mess up or we forget stuff. So I like having that on. Odds of being put in hold on arrival. This is super cool. I've got mine at 13%. ATC can invent operational exceptions which lead aircraft being put in a hold. I think that is pretty cool. Talking about getting a last minute scramble hold. Then we talked about the shortcut, CPDLC, character modes, deviations on. I turn that on. Allow VFR in jets. I turn that on because in jet card we may do some VFR departures. in the jets. So that's just some more settings as well.
Out of 2,000 for 9,000, Chancellor 135.
Chancellor 135, it actually sounded like he was in a Chancellor. You can almost hear the props in the background. San Tensions AI says the funnest part about the hold feature is watching pilots try to execute them. Every once in a while you can see a pilot who flew a hold by hand. That's funny. Yeah, last minute, dial it in. Just turn the heading knob. Jane John Smith, yeah, the amount of settings, and this is, I'm only showing you the pilot portal. There is more settings, a handful of settings on the app itself, right? So, again, when you get Say Intentions AI, you really want to just set some time aside. Kind of like, remember when we first started flying 2024 and guys were like, well, is it worth 2020? Is it worth switching over from 2020? I'm like, look, when you make the switch to 2024, you need to set apart some time and just get ready to sit down and bind controls for like an hour. Because until you get your bindings all set up, the sim is not going to be enjoyable. The same would be true with this program here. Like, you don't necessarily need to sit down and take an hour to read stuff, but what I would do is, the way I did it is I loaded it up, I fumbled through finding what I need to find to just get a flight airborne, and I took off, and then in cruise, I went and started looking at all the settings in cruise. Even settings that I'm not going to change, I just wanted to see what they are. So that's what I did last night. I spent time flying down to Mexico City and going through all the settings and kind of checking things out. So make sure you set apart some time to at least know what's available to you in terms of the program, because it is much more than air traffic control. It is like a full sim Service Pack 1 AI. It should be like Service Pack AI 1 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's a full service pack changing a lot of different things in the sim. This has got to be worth a few more likes, Shirley. Dougal, I agree. Let's get some likes in there for Say Intentions AI. Get the video out into the... you know what? We'll do... if we can hit 200 likes, we'll do Flaps 40. If we don't hit 200 likes, we're going back to Flaps 30 because y'all aren't being very likable. So we're going to do a Flaps 30, which is super mid, until we hit 200 likes. If we hit 200 likes, then we'll consider a Flap 40 into Costa Rica. Virtual Flight Diaries, my man, thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, when you get settled with the regular ATC, you should check out Sky Ops and do firefighting medevac with ATC integration. Virtual Flight Diaries. I stumbled upon that briefly yesterday. Thanks for the $5 super chat, man. And it's another part of the program. It's like you're going through the settings and the options, and then you click on something and it takes you down a whole nother wormhole, like cabin crew problems. Well, who do you want to be your cabin crew? Your pilot, your co-pilot, etc. Same thing. I ventured into Sky Ops, and I'm like, what? Sky Ops? It's a whole nother part of Say Intentions. We're doing exactly what you're talking, firefighting, medevac with ATC integration. I think that would be very cool. That would be cool to do Sky Ops with Jeff firefighting, man. How cool would that be? That would be pretty sweet. Also, Jeff, we have to try to set up another firefight stream at some point, because I want to do the MD11 with the new sound pack. Have you tried the free sound pack on the MD11, man? It sounds so good. I want to use FSFire with the MD11, that new sound pack. I need to look more into the Stream Kit, which allows you to chat. Stream Kit that allows your chat to communicate with Say Intentions. Under Tools web portal. Where's that? Stream Kit. Oh my goodness, I haven't even logged into Stream Kit yet. Should I? What is Stream Kit? I'm gonna log in. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to connect platforms. It will allow other people to interact with my Say Intentions? Dude. Crazy, man. Bring the Say Intentions AI Living World to your stream audience. Your all-in-one flight simulation dashboard connector, Twitch, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Manage activities, giveaways, more powerful engagement tools. I'm going to have to look into this. I'm going to have to look into this as well. Wow. That's just another. There's, another portal that you click on and it opens you up to a whole nother world in Say Intentions AI. I see Barry doing the rescuing. I see Barry Seal coming back. I think Say Intentions may have brought Barry out of Mexico City. We'll see. Or he's not in Mexico City. He's somewhere up there in Mexico. AJ Finite, thank you for the $3 super chat. Flap 30. That's not Prestige SOP 1540. I know, but everyone wants to be mid and not hit the like button. So we're set up for Flaps 30 now. Everyone wants to be mid. Sourdough Man, thank you for the 19 months support. Says, I have Say Intentions Entourage listening from work. Hey, thank you for the 19 months. Thanks for the 19 months support there. Sourdough Man. I gotta find the right volume for these. Sometimes it's too down. We do 56% volume. But thank you for the support, man. What a time to be alive. Firefighting with spotting and Say Intentions? Oh my goodness. I think I've become Say Intentions curious because it's about so much more than just ATC. Yes. Darth Rust, exactly. It is so much more. It's like I told you, it's a service pack. It's an AI service pack for your flight simulator. There's a whole lot more. Wait, $100 tonal emergencies? Yeah, I have no idea how it works, AJ. I gotta look into it a little more. Prodigist, that's Prodigist already thinking about it too. Thanks for the 5 Canadian Prodigist. Appreciate the super chat. He says, with the stream stuff, can we super chat you to get stuck in a 20-minute hold? Dude, the streams will never end. We'll be declaring min fuel. I don't know, Prodigist. We'll have to. I'm gonna have to look into that. I got 4 days. Tomorrow is gonna be such a long day, so I'm gonna get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Commute to Miami. That's 3 hours. Well, get up at 3. Get to the airport at 5. Get on my flight at 6. Get into Miami at 10. Fly from Miami to Costa Rica. I don't know what time. I think it leaves at noon, gets in probably like 4. Then fly from Costa Rica back to Dallas. Clear customs and go to bed for 12 hours. It's a long day tomorrow, man. I'm going to be up for from 3. It's going to be like a 22-hour, 21-hour day tomorrow probably for me. I use Say Intentions more than Netflix at this point. About the same cost. I was thinking a Super Chat or Bird Strike. Ooh, or V1 cut. Possible, Buzz. Definitely possible. I thought you said friends don't let friends commute. Yeah, I'm not trying to commute, man. I got shafted. I literally one class before, one class after, I'd be where I want to be. But I just was lucky enough to get absolutely hosed. Absolutely hosed. And I still don't know. So the official award, or the award came out saying that I will no longer be a commuter, but the effective date is TBD still. It could either be October, November, or December. So, 3 months is a big difference. I would much prefer October 1st than December 31st. I don't know if those birds, Jeff, I don't know if that was a Say Intentions thing. Did your controller tell you birds on final? So my controller, going into Truckee, said birds reported in the vicinity of, or birds on final or whatever. And sure enough, there were birds. You didn't have birds, so I don't know. I don't know what that was. You had the same scenery, no birds, and I had a huge set of trees near the threshold. Well, do you have Busy Jan trees, Jeff? Jeff, if you don't have this one, complete non-sponsored plug. Someone told me about it, and I think it's one of the best updated all the time. What is it? Busy Jan trees. I had it in 2020. basically, when any builds came out with DFW, I was like, what is, why are there these palm trees here? These aren't here. And I realized that was the sim. Oh, you have it? Yeah, see, that's what I have. So I don't have any big trees over the threshold. But that tree mod is very important, I think. Or it may even need an update. It may even need an update because they update pretty frequently on that tree mod thing. We should be getting 16 miles to TOD. I'm gonna go ahead and set a lower altitude. Oh, I wish. Say intentions. If you're still here, is there any way to tweak the timing at which the altitude is given? So for instance, especially in the Falcon 50, in climb out, they tend to step you up, like when you climb to 17,000. It doesn't seem until you're inside 1,000 feet before they clear you to the next altitude. I would love if we could open that window to like 2,000 feet prior to your assigned altitude. They give you the next altitude, because inside of 1,000 sometimes it goes into cap mode and then you got to move the throttle. You're just jockeying the throttle all the time. That would be something that at least I noticed in the Falcon. It would be helpful if we could open that window a little bit. Let me look at the bottom altitude.
Copa 9191 out of flight level 330 from flight level 360.
That sounded real.
Identified.
Was that a real guy? That sounded pretty realistic. You can't. That's what a time to be alive. You can't tell what's real life and what's not. The bottom altitude is 10,000 or 12,000. Actually, no, it's 10,000. 10,000. Yeah, in fact, I recently redid the altitude climb out logic, try to smooth that out. It's supposed to work the way you described. Let me look at your last flight and see what happened. Yeah, and to be fair, the last flight, it was our first one live. I was spending a lot of time trying to figure out why I couldn't hear Jeff. I think we figured it out today. There was an option I needed to turn back on. But I did notice in the climb out, it was real tight. Now, in the 7.3, it doesn't matter. Well, at least in the Max, today it worked fine. But yesterday in the Falcon, it might also just be that Falcon 50 because it has a much larger altitude cap mode, I guess, a pre-selected altitude cap.
Leaving from flight level 290, Copa 9191.
Center Southwest 357, ready for descent. I see the text. Descend via Barra 3 to 10,000.
4276. Descend flight level 290.
Alright, 10,000 set, down we go.
Southwest 357. Descend via Barra 3 Charlie to 10,000 C transition into Coco decimal 281015.
Descend via the Barra 3 Charlie 10,000 feet. Transition Coco QNH 1015 Southwest 357. All right, down we go.
Folks, we have left our cruising altitude and are now beginning our approach to Juan Santa Maria International Airport. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. The use of the lavatories is no longer permitted. Thank you.
Wait until we're in a light 757 and it goes out cap at 3,000. Exactly. Larry's World, I'm in a Max tomorrow. I'm in a Max all day. Max down to San Jose and then a Max up to DFW. But a 321 on the way to Miami on my commute. Yeah, AJ, we haven't even touched the CPDLC function yet. All right, Barra 3 color transition. We're inbound. We are looking good. I love the Winglet 1776. This is a great livery, man.
Aironian 4276. Traffic 11 o'clock and 10 miles. Same direction.
What do you guys like better, Freedom 1 or Independence 1? I think I like the idea of 1776 one better, but it's hard to beat that Freedom one with the flag down the side, man. Real hard to beat that flag. Accents are 10 for 10 real life, Jeff, yeah. Get the FO to do an approach briefing. I don't think I have it set up. I don't think I have my FO set. I mean, I have an FO, but I don't.
Copa 9191, descend to flight level 270. Expect
Do you just
lower.
ask them on the intercom?
Descending to flight level 270, Copa 991.
Can you brief the ILS Zulu for me? Yeah, I don't think I have it set up. On intercom? First officer, can you brief the approach for me?
We can also do
There's Walker talking.
active runway if you wish. Let me know what it is. Walker 8837.
So we can hear the Walker. Jeff, we fixed it, man. We fixed it. We can hear other live players. We can hear other live players, man.
Pressing our nav 25 approach. Walker 8837.
Yay! It was just that one setting, yeah. Yeah, yes, intentions. I didn't fully set up my intercom stuff. That's why I was like, yeah, let me see here real quick. Intercom push to talk channel 1, which I have.
Copa 787, descend to 1000.
You have nobody on channel 1, your crew is on
Copa
3.
787.
Oh. So I need intercom 3. Yes, I didn't spend too much time doing that. Let me go. Okay, there we go. Let me go on that one. Delete. Can I delete that one? There we go. Can you brief the approach for me?
Copy, Captain.
Oh.
Preparing the cabin for arrival
Folks,
now.
we'll
We'll be starting our arrival shortly, so please return to your seat and fasten your belt.
I got too many women on the flight deck. I envision Brian typing this out as he's actively programming. Oh man. Oh, co-pilot is channel 2. Ah, okay. Yeah, see, I didn't get that far in the setup. I wasn't planning on doing this today. Let me do that. I'm gonna need a full radio set.
Copa 9191, descend to flight level 240, expect lower.
Down to flight level 240, Copa 9191.
Can you brief the ILS to runway 25?
We're arriving at Juan Santa Maria International Airport on runway 7 using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Barra 3 Charlie arrival with the C transition. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 7. Weather shows winds 110 at 13 knots, gusting 23, visibility 10 miles, few clouds at 3,500 feet. In case of a missed approach, we'll follow the published procedure. Squawk code remains 4242, and approach frequency will be 120.2. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30, final approach speed 145 knots. Once on the ground, we'll taxi to Terminal 1 Gate A2B. I think we're ready for the arrival, Captain.
I think we are. All right. Who are you rooting for tonight, England or USA? Oh, wait, no, it's not England. Who's playing? USA. Belgium.
I'm more focused on getting us safely to our destination, Captain.
That's a perfect response for that flight deck recorder. All right, consider us briefed.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Captain. Could you clarify?
No. That means you're still new to the airline. Okay, Fly USMC, thanks for $2 super chat. I missed what you changed in say intentions. Can you repeat? What I changed is... Jeff, what did we change? It wasn't the Skynet setting that we had off. It was the say intentions audio network on the, was it experimental, I think, page? I think that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, we're doing Flaps 30 unless we hit 200 likes. We're doing Flaps 30 unless we hit 200 likes. But let's go ahead and get the seatbelt sign on. Seatbelt sign is coming on. We're going through 18,000. Wing light is coming on. So wing, that's good. A seatbelt sign is on. And we'll also get the landing lights. And we'll leave the turn-offs off for now. We'll get the landing lights on. We're looking good. How are we looking on fuel, by the way? 3.3 and 3.8, perfect. We're looking good all the way around. All right, strata transition. Magic barrel ref is set 2992. Altimeter was 1015 on the hectopascales. 1015 is set. We never did set the barrel name really.
Southwest 357, contact Coco approach on 120.5.
I'm sorry, I'm double clicking my mins here. What was it? Contact Coco approach on 120.5, Southwest 357. 31. Oh, I went past it. Oh, Fenari, I went past it. That's alright. The stupidest Barrow set 7.3 I've ever seen in my life. Coco approach, good afternoon, Southwest 357, 16.8 descending via the Barra 3 Charlie.
Southwest 357, Coco approach, identified. Good morning, Coco decimal QNH 1015, cleared OTINA transition. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 7 approaching to Coco decimal. Advise you have information Golf.
We have information Golf descend via the Barra 3 OTINA transition. Expect ILS Zulu Southwest 357. Alright, so she gave us that. We can go down to 6,000 in the window now. 6,000 is set. Cont switch is on. Looking good. Alright, let's see if we can get our cam back for landing here. No. Alright. We also need to slow down a little bit here. We're still doing 280. Coming in here cooking with gas. I'm going to let the first officer work the radio on the way in, alright? So the first officer has the radio. I need to get flight recorder up too. Still 17 likes shy of a Flaps 40. So Flaps 30 it is. You got till we hit 10,000 feet. What are we looking at on the init ref page? It's 147 still. Looking good. All right. LNAV, VNAV path, 6,000 set. Flaps 1, please. That trim wheel sound makes me feel so at home. It's good, isn't it, Mickey G? No trim wheel sound in your Twin Peak, is there? Jeff, I heard Walker already call, so it's definitely working, which is pretty cool. Let's keep coming all the way back. Max 210 at Barra. Go 250 flaps Fife. Oh yeah, that trim wheel at the Expo, man, FSC, that 7.3 cockpit was epic, dude. I still need to send them an email. What are the odds they respond? Let's just let it come back to 170. Actually, not without re-cruising it. It's alright, we'll leave it. Between 15 and 10, that checks. Through 10,000 AFE. She did clear us for the approach, so we'll go to turn-off sign. Stand by for the landing clearance. What are the real 7.3 terminals made out of? Bake light? Definitely, no, they're metal. Metal.
Southwest 357, descend altitude 6,000 feet. Cleared for the ILS Zulu runway 7 approach via Otina.
Alright, LNAV, VNAV.
Descend altitude 6,000 feet. Cleared for the ILS Zulu runway 7 approach via Otina, Southwest 357.
Feather altitude is our new procedure now, which I was trying to lobby for that when I was a new hire, and they're like, that's stupid, set the minimums. I'm like, well, no, that's stupid. Why would you set the minimums? You should set the feather altitude until you've captured. And now, go figure, we're setting the feathered altitude. 3174. Oh my gosh, Funari. I hate this thing. Oh my goodness. 30. 1. Ah! I literally am never going to fly the MAX again just because
Folks, we are now beginning our final approach into San Jose Sea, Costa Rica. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Make sure your tray tables are put away and your seats are in their full upright position.
Direct final.
Ensure your
Cleared
seatbelts
for
are
the
fastened.
ILS runway 07
The weather at our
approach.
destination is currently
Descend
clear
and
with a
maintain
temperature of
altitude
27
6,000
degrees
feet until
Celsius.
established.
Our assigned gate is Terminal 1, Gate A2B.
Down to 6,000,
Thank
cleared
you
for
for
the
your
ILS
cooperation.
07 approach, Laxa 3873.
During your airline interview, do they look at your physical logbooks or digital? Both, all of them, Mickey G. Mickey G, you got an interview coming up?
3873
Send me a
contact
DM. Oh, dude, I still got to read your
on
DM.
118.6.
Do you have an interview, Mickey G? I'll hook you up, man. I'll get you all the info you need.
118.6.
But yes, all your logbooks, they want all of them. If you have everything in digital, that's fine. Make sure you print it out and bring it to them, but also bring the papers. They want original endorsements too, and copies of
Walker
each.
8837. Heavy, cleared for the RNAV Victor runway 25 approach.
Wait, he's on the RNAV 25, we're on the ILS 7.
Cleared for the RNAV Victor runway 25 approach. Walker 8837 heavy.
Just hold the mouse wheel to spin it when you hover. No, it doesn't work. If I click the mouse wheel, it moves my view. And it only moves it one at a time. It's dumb. It's the worst barrel set knob of any 737 ever designed. I said what I said. Alright, we're coming in on the final now. We tried not to arm it until we are Carba inbound, which we are now, so let's go ahead and arm the approach. Localize our glide slope. That looks good. We've caught the slope, missed approach altitude. is, we'll just set 10,000. 10,000 is set. Flaps 10. There's Lamb. Recording's on. Sounds are up. That was spot on. Alright. Speed brakes armed. Gear down. Flaps 15. Flaps 25. And did we hit? Oh, we hit 200 likes right at the final. Let's change a flap 40 landing, 142. Let's run it back. It'll be 147. Flaps 40 coming in. You guys hit 200 likes. You're awesome. Here comes your flaps 40. 4 landing checklist, please. 4 landing checklist. Approach briefings complete. Seatbelts are on. PA's complete. Recalls. So we didn't check it. Here we go. Checked auto brakes. 2. HUD in on. Radios and displays. iCoco 07.
Southwest 357. Contact Coco Decimal Tower on 118.6.
Here. Down in green. Flaps 30.
Contacting Coco Decimal Tower on 118.6. Southwest 357. Walker 8837, contact Coco Decimal Tower on 118.6.
Runways in sight.
Coco Tower, Southwest 357. Good morning, established on the ILS runway 7 approach.
Mickey G, I'll send you a DM.
357, Coco Tower, continue approach.
Alright, what did you say?
Southwest 357, after the departing tube, runway 07, winds 120 at 13, gusting 23, clear to land.
Clear to land, lights on, here we go.
Runway 07, cleared to land after the departing Duke, Southwest 357.
Coco Tower, Walker 8837 Heavy. Good afternoon. Established on the RNAV runway 25 approach.
Walker 8837, Heavy Coco Tower, Roger, continue approach.
Alright, we're down to land, clear to land.
Copa 787, hold short of runway 25.
Who's dinging me?
Hold short of 25, Copa 787.
Captain, the cabin is now secure for land.
Oh, wow. That actually worked. Yeah, secure for landing, thank you.
2500.
Wait, there's the Duke in Costa Rica. I missed it. I feel so low in the seat.
Walker 8837, heavy, runway 25, winds 120 at 13, gusting 23, clear to land.
I got a feeling it's not going to work
Runway
out.
25, cleared to land. Walker 8837 Heavy.
Copa 787, hold short of runway 25.
Huge wind gust there.
Holding short of runway 25, Copa 787.
Approaching 07.
1,000.
1,000 feet stable. Clear to land. Auto throttle's away.
Alpha 787, hold short of runway 25.
25, hold short of
Approaching minimum.
There he is. He's on the runway.
400.
Oh my
300.
goodness.
Minimums.
Chat.
200.
Ah! I'm not going around. I don't have time. I got an ice cream date to kids.
100.
That is
50.
frightening.
40. 30. 20. 10.
Walker 8837, contact ground on 121.9er.
Oh, that is the text.
Contacting ground on 121.9er. Walker 8837.
$80. Auto brakes off. 60. He threw me off a little bit. 10 for 10 realism. Dude landed with a 16-knot tailwind too.
Victor Tango, Papa Foxtrot Echo, winds 120 at 13, gusting 23, runway 07, cleared for takeoff. Southwest at 357, welcome to Coco Decimal. Exit at Charlie, if able, contact ground on
Folks, welcome to San
121.9er.
Jose Sea, Costa Rica. Did you know
Exit
that Costa
at
Rica is
Charlie
home
if
to
able.
more than 5% of
Contacting
the
ground on
world's biodiversity?
121.9er,
Thank you for flying with
Southwest
Southwest
357.
Airlines. Please remain seated until
Alright,
we have
clean it
come
up.
to a complete stop at the gate. On behalf
Coco
of your
ground,
flight crew,
Southwest
thank you for flying with
357.
Southwest Airlines.
Good morning,
The
cleared
local
of
time
runway,
is
ready
7:15
to
in the
taxi to the
morning.
gate.
Southwest 357, Coco ground, taxi to Terminal 1 gate A2B via Delta Alpha. Good day.
Terminal 1, gate Alpha 2 Bravo via Delta Alpha, Southwest 357.
Alpha 2 Bravo. Clean it up. After lands. APU spooling. Alright, I already did the overhead flow because we've got just our APU's on bus. I can see it on my side panel. 2 Bravo, huh? Where's 2 Bravo? Is that down here at the end? Last gate, I think. This is, I believe this is a V-Pilot. I believe this is a V-Pilot Costa Rica. Oh, V-Pilot, yeah, he's still here. Yep, yeah, this is V-Pilot's Costa Rica. One of my faves, man. V-Pilot nailed this one. Well, he nails them all, but this one is really good. I love coming in here. Because that's exact. The tarmac is super contrasted like that. It's black. It's real good. It is really well done. Went a little long on the ERP there. Park brake is set. We won't have replay sounds no matter what, right? Even if we shut it down. So let's just go ahead and shut it down with the overhead flow because the overhead is still freaking awesome. So park brake is set. APU is on gen. I took my little number off the panel there. APU is up. Seatbelt sign is off. Stand them up and shut them down. 2 and then 1 is coming off. Then we'll continue our overhead flow. So anti-collision light will come off. The window heats are coming off. Left and right, and those are off. We'll do the hydraulics are coming off. We'll do the emergency exit light switches will come off as well. No smoking sign can come off. That's going to go to the right side for the next crew. And we'll get the APU bleed on. Open that up. We'll get some airflow to the cabin. Now I need to go back to work. All right, Jeff. Hey, man, thanks for hanging out, dude. Get back to work, my man. Get back to work. All right, shutdown checklists, please, if we needed to. Well, we're not going to run it. We're just going to go into replay mode. There's someone blasting off there. Where'd that Walker park? Here comes that Walker 777 who landed on 2-5. Oh, he actually has the Walker livery. We need to get our Prestige VA set up with say intentions for our Falcon. We have the livery coming for the Falcon too now. I saw Whiskey post it. But the scenery looks good. The traffic looks good. Love the scenery. Love it. Walker's still a little shook up after landing on the 15-knot tailwind. So let's go ahead and fire off the replay and get out of here. We'll go live full. Say intentions. No, I see you. What's up? Live multiplayer sequencing is a work in progress. It won't be done until later this year. Okay, gotcha. Very cool. Oh yeah, no, we got you. Say intentions. We've been chatting. All right, replay's up. The really downside to the Max is there's no engine sounds even if you have them. No flaps neither, right? Because the flaps are off. That sucks. Why do we not have flaps now? I'm trying to get the flaps out electrically. So yeah, he had a forced runway from SimBrief on for 2.5. That's probably why. Say Intention said they're working on removing that from multiplayer option. That looked like a pretty good flap 40 landing to me. I instinctively tried to go to the other side of the runway though because I saw that airplane. Oh, I should disconnect from Say Intentions. Let me disconnect from Say Intentions. There we go. Gosh. I gotta figure out why RowsFire pops open these panels every single time. It drives me nuts. I can't see my other monitor. Alright, now I can see my monitor. Let's see how we did here. Engines are completely at a standstill, unfortunately. But I want to see how our touchdown looked. A little bit of wing wobble there with the flap 40. Oh, just set her down beautifully. That's pretty good for a flap 40. I will take that. All right, I'm going to wind it back. I'll let you watch the whole replay here because it's going to take a minute for the flaps and stuff to come out. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close you. I'm going to get sail up. Centerline, never heard of her. No, not when there's a 777 on the freaking runway, dude. It's a little bit distracting, but thanks for playing. Go back to your cubicle, Turk Heron. Sail's coming up. Same tension says, coming that we do an AI for traffic, but a live pilot is a different problem. The reason is because we want to do it properly, where a rogue pilot can't just create havoc at an airport. There you go. Yeah. In the future, you'll be able to decide your own runway, overriding what ATC is using. You won't be allowed to use multiplayer. I'll have that done in a week or two. So what Say Intentions is saying is that there's an option that, overrides a runway from SimBrief. And if you do that while in multiplayer, that's when you might have conflicting traffic. So he says within a week or two, he's going to try to work that out so you won't be able to do that in multiplayer, or it'll be a more, that way it won't have that traffic conflict. But I got to say, today's flight on Say Intentions was pretty dang good. The traffic calls, the radio comms. I'm gonna probably turn off my cabin crew because, like we talked about earlier, I'm not interested necessarily in having hearing the cabin do announcements. But that's definitely an option. You can pick your AI pilot voices and things, or AI cabin voices, crew members, etc. You can set it all up. There's so much more that it does than just air traffic control. That's really the point of what I'm trying to convey is this program is essentially an AI service pack for Flight Simulator 2024. It's not just air traffic control. The comms, the pace of the comms, all sound 100% believable. I swear the takeoff today out of Grand Cayman was one-to-one real life. I mean, that controller sounded like I was talking to a human. So that is pretty cool. We'll continue to use it. I want to actually mess around with it on Jet Card, maybe do a VFR stream in the jet, you know, go low level in the Falcon or something, see how it handles that. But talking to the controller, getting things changed, it handles it very well. It's very believable, and I've been very impressed so far. So I'm gonna hop out of here. I will be gone for the rest of the week. You probably won't see me back until Friday if you're lucky, because I get back Friday at like 1 o'clock. I probably don't even want to come in and stream. Saturday I may or may not fish. Sunday I have a day off, and then Monday I'm back on call. So you may not see me till next year because I'm going back into the grinding machine of being a commuter pilot. So until the next one, whenever that may be, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's go USA tonight against Belgium. I'm going to be eating Belgium chocolates all night long, so USA is going to win. All right. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you, Say Intentions, for sticking around here and chatting with the folks too. Appreciate you, and appreciate the program test here for the streams as well. It's been very impressive. Take care, y'all. See you.